Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. Yesterday was National False Teeth Day, Tony. Are your teeth real?
I'm Tony Kornheiser. I wish. Bob Costas has a wicked uppercut. Wicked. Boom.
Other than hockey players, remember decades, generations ago, when it seemed everybody north of 65 had like a bunch of false teeth. They'd have a partial plate, and they'd take it out during dinner, your grandparents. It was just so, ugh.
So the last tooth that I lost, among the many I've lost, was with Swedish fish. I ate a Swedish fish, and my tooth just came out. It was a live tooth, and it came out. It was terrible. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, Myles Garrett's new deal, Garrett Cole's elbow, and LeBron's groin. But we begin today with two free agent quarterbacks finding new teams. Sam Darnold is joining the Seahawks for 3 years and $55 million guaranteed, and Justin Fields, who Wilbon loves, is going to the Jets for $30 million guaranteed over two. Wilbon, what do you make of these signings?
Well, I don't care about any of the money. It's a lot of money. People make a lot of money in professional athletics. I don't care about that. I care about the fit. Sam Darnold might be an exception because he had to take that into account, given he's got this one shot maybe at making some money given his career trajectory. So he's got no DK Metcalf. He's got no Lockett. They're gone. Seattle cut them. But he's going to Seattle, where he's going to play with a guy, a coordinator that had coached him before. Okay, I understand that after Geno Smith goes to the Raiders. And Justin Fields goes to the Jets, and I feel, I like Justin Fields. And it just seems like he's wandering in the desert. I mean, the Bears, when it comes to quarterbacks, have not known what they're doing for 100 years. The Jets don't know what they're doing about anything for 100 years. And I just feel bad for Justin Fields. And Tony, part of me thinks with these two guys, because Darnold had such a great season last year. Yes, I'm even taking into account the two games at the end of the season where he sort of flopped. He had a great season. But now I'm thinking with these guys going where they're going, there's no Justin Jefferson in Seattle for Darnold to throw to, they're just going to be irrelevant. Like we get to Columbus Day, and neither one of these guys is going to be relevant with the teams he is going to. That's just where I am on this.
So a few hours ago, before I knew about the Sam Darnold trade, I was preparing to talk about Seattle in this regard because Seattle, Geno Smith had left Seattle and DK Metcalf had left Seattle. And I was basically going to say, look, this is a place now they're going to struggle to even get to 500. They're obviously in a total rebuild by getting rid of a quarterback and a premier receiver. You know, they're a dull team.
Two premier receivers. Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, a dull team in a remote corner of the country. And I was going to say, we're not going to probably talk about them at all for 3 years. And then Darnold moves there. And that changes everything. I mean, one of the things that it changes, as the dominoes fall, one of the things it changes is the Pittsburgh circumstance.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh brings in Metcalf. He's a high-quality receiver. They have George Pickens. Am I right on that? A high-quality receiver. Their problem at the end of last year was they had no offense. Russell Wilson could not score any points, so they need a quarterback. They could have Wilson. They could have had Fields until he just left to go to the Jets. But what I was thinking about is Cousins and Rodgers and Darnold. And, and then now Darnold's off the board. And I also thought about Geno Smith going to basically reunite with Pete Carroll. Geno Smith resurrected his career in Seattle. Like, nobody thought that he'd be this good. But
he is.
He's not that good. No,
do
he
you
was
think
fine.
Darnold
He was better
in
than
Seattle
people thought.
Do you think Darnold in Seattle is going to be consequential? Or just he's going to go back to being Sam Darnold?
I don't know. Those first 14 games, he was great. There's consequences for all the moves.
Every single move, and with that in mind, let's move to even more personnel moves in the NFL. Wide receiver, Devontae Adams, he's not going to Seattle because he agreed to a deal with the Rams. $26 million, don't care about the money here. Myles Garrett decided the Browns weren't so bad after all, accepting that the money does matter here, $123 million, guaranteed to stay in Cleveland after he said the money didn't matter. And today, my Bears grabbed defensive tackle Grady Jarrett, center Drew Dahlman, both from Atlanta, and a pass rusher. Tony, which of these is the most interesting move to you?
I'm going to leave the Bears out of this because I know you're going to talk about the Bears. I will say briefly about Davante Adams that he's a terrific receiver. He will take Cooper Kupp's place, and he will give Matthew Stafford again a second wonderful receiver. But most interesting to me, and I'm going to go on for a while, is Myles Garrett, who now has no honor in my mind, no honor. He very publicly went out there and he said, trade me out of here.
He did.
Okay, I don't want to go from Cleveland to Canton. No, I want to be in Super Bowls. I want to win games. I don't want to be part of another rebuild in this place.
125
okay,
mil.
Fine. Then he takes the Browns' money. He takes the Browns' money. He waits for Max Crosby to set the bar. He goes over the bar. And this is fine, Mike. I don't care if you take the money, but don't tell me this is a stand-on principle. And don't tell me all you care about is winning, because they're not going to win. They were 3-4 team last year. They are smack in the middle of a second rebuild that Myles Garrett said he didn't want to have anything to do with. So he's a rich guy on a bad team, and to me has no credibility. To me.
Tony, I don't disagree with your assessment of it, except to this degree. At some point, while Myles Garrett was making those stands, going on every interview and show in America except this one, saying he wanted out and he wanted to contend. At some point, somebody close to Myles Garrett, maybe a relative, maybe a frat brother, said, Myles, $125 million guaranteed. Shut up and sign the deal.
That's fine.
Okay, so that would happen. So that's enough of Myles Garrett for me. And he could have wound up in Chicago, believe me. I know. But I'm going to go, Tony, with the Bears making a major difference. They signed 3 offensive line starters, interior offensive linemen that will start the season in front of the two often sacked Caleb Williams on opening day. Knock on wood for good health. The most recent of them, Dahlman, 25 years old, stud center. This also allows the Bears to do other things with their 3 draft picks in the top 41. And you go get 2 defensive linemen. One is an edge rusher, another one a popular figure with the coaches and people in Atlanta who they cut yesterday. And I remember thinking when they cut him, wow, he'd be sort of nice to add, even though he's like 30, 31 years old. You'd like to have this kind of guy in your lineup of largely younger players. Tony, the Bears have had one hell of a week. I know you want to see them play. I want to see them play. Yeah, but Tony, there are plenty of times where I've said to you the Bears did nothing. This is a different time for the Bears.
I'm glad you're happy.
I'm not just happy.
I'm glad you're happy
thrilled
with the Bears. And they have to protect Caleb Williams, who was sacked more than any player in the league last year.
68 times.
That's fine. That's fine. I just think the overriding issue here to me was Myles Garrett saying, I want this, want this, want that. Oh, no, I'll take your money. We move. Khalil Mack returning to the Chargers on a 1-year deal worth $18 million. Okay with you?
I was saving that midnight blue number 52 with Mack on the back, but The Athletic reports Rob Manfred and some other owners are trying to pressure the Rays owner to sell. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are, for a team with a very small budget, they've done very well. Haven't they made the World Series twice? Rockets forward Amin Thompson is out up to 2 weeks with left ankle sprain. Significant?
Yeah, because with fewer than 20 games left, the Rockets are already tumbling in the Western standings. Significant. Russell Hanley won at Bay Hill. Even though my man Colin Morikawa, he had the 3-shot lead with 5 to play. I know you were impressed.
Yeah, because he chipped in for an eagle on 16 with 2 other birdies, 4 under on the back. Last one, Nuggets and Thunder again tonight. Who you got?
You know, the Thunder clocked the Nuggets last night. Pulled away late, won by 24. I know it's in OKC, and they're in first. They beat everybody. Nuggets have to win tonight. They should win that game.
We're out of time. We'll try and do better the next time. Diane Long, shout out for the shoes. Thank you.
I'm Mike Wilbon. Same time tomorrow, Knuckleheads. You can get the podcast on the app or Apple Podcasts. Your sports.
Time to find out what's striking a chord with the Horde. That's a good line. Let's see what's first. I have to go into the mailbox. What does LeBron's groin strain mean for the Lakers?
Well, Tony, it may not mean much. I mean, there's some feeling out there this may be more than the 1 or 2 weeks that's out there being publicly stated. It could be 2 or 3. And then you're getting dangerously close to the end of the regular season. We expect LeBron to be back for the playoffs. LeBron said he wasn't all that worried. But this injury, any injury at 40 is worrisome. This is worrisome. Here's the real worry. And I know you don't want to see this because you tipped your hand this morning on your podcast. LeBron and the Lakers could slide out of the 3 spot which may help avoid Golden State in the first round. I know you don't want to see that in the first round. You want to see it later in the playoffs. I agree with you. You don't want to start the playoffs with Golden State and the Lakers playing each other. My God, it'd be fascinating in the second round or the conference finals. But the Lakers are going to need him. They're going to get him back. They're going to need everybody back. But they're not going to be in that third spot if LeBron's not in there. Because LeBron right now is one of the three best players in the league all season.
You misread me completely on the notion of the Lakers and the Warriors playing in the first round of the playoffs.
What?
At least you know you get them there. There's no guarantee you'll ever get them anywhere else. And that is a series that only everybody would want to see.
Yeah, but not in the first round. Come on.
Sure, I would like to see it. I don't care about the rest of the playoffs once I see that. That's enough for me. In terms of LeBron James right here and now, it's unfortunate because it keeps Luka Doncic from playing on the same court as LeBron James. That's what the Lakers are about now.
Right.
Those two guys getting to play. The more games that you miss, the less chemistry that you can develop. Other than that, I don't really think it's a big deal. Let's say he misses a couple of weeks. I think they have 6 games in 8 days.
Yeah.
That's a hectic part of the season, right? So if you get LeBron back after that and he's rested and he's healthy, I don't think that's a bad thing at all, really. But unlike you, I know you want to see him against the Warriors down the road. I want to take it when I can get it. I want to take it when I can get it if it's out there.
Right away. I don't want the appetizer to be that.
That's the main course, pal.
Yeah, it is, ain't it?
That's the main course whenever it's out there.